In the bustling coastal town of Adam, the sea carried wealth, gossip, and endless opportunity. Boats swayed against the wooden piers, their sails catching the wind like great birds returning from faraway lands. Merchants shouted prices, women bargained for fish, children chased one another between baskets of mangoes and yams. Among this busy crowd lived Amma, a seamstress of 22 years. She was not rich. She was not born into privilege. But when her hands touched cloth, magic happened. A plain fabric became a gown fit for a queen. A torn shirt was reborn into something fine and new. Yet Amma's dream was larger than her tiny corner in her borrowed sewing machine. She dreamed of owning her own tailoring shop, with her name painted proudly above the door. Little did she know, that dream would lead her into the snare of betrayal. Amma's grandmother, Nana Esi, often reminded her, "Patience is the farmer's hoe. With it, you till the soil until harvest comes." Amma would nod respectfully, but her eyes always drifted to the busy market stalls, to the merchants who sold silks imported from far across the seas. She wanted her own stall, a place where her designs could be seen by all. It was during one hot afternoon, as the sun burned high, that Amma caught the attention of Kojo. Kojo was a merchant known for his silver tongue and expensive taste. He wore gold rings on his fingers, and his stall overflowed with fine spices, perfumes, and cloths. He had a smile that promised friendship and words that promised the world. "Sister Amma," Kojo greeted warmly, holding up one of her dresses, freshly sewn. "Your hands are blessed. With talent like this, you should not be hiding in the shadows of the alley." Amma blushed, grateful for the praise. "One day, perhaps. For now, I work where I can." Kojo leaned closer, lowering his voice. "Why wait for one day when today is within reach? I have coin. You have talent. Let us join hands. Together we will turn your sewing into an empire." The words echoed in Amma's mind like sweet music. An empire. Her own stall. Customers lining up for her gowns. That evening, she rushed home to tell Nana Esi, but the old woman's eyes narrowed. Nana Esi said slowly. "A shiny coin may be counterfeit. Be careful, child. Not all who smile wish you well." Amma hesitated, but her youthful heart was strong with hope. She told herself her grandmother was only afraid of change, and so, against her warning, Amma agreed to Kojo's offer. At first, everything seemed perfect. Kojo rented a large stall in the center of the market, a space Amma could never have afforded on her own. Her dresses hung from wooden beams, catching the eyes of wealthy traders' wives and visiting strangers. Soon, Amma's name was on everyone's lips. But while Amma stitched late into the night, Kojo handled the coins. He collected payments, negotiated prices, and kept a ledger. "Business is slow," he would sigh, shaking his head. "Times are hard, Amma. We must be patient." Amma trusted him. Why would she doubt the man who had lifted her dream into reality? But someone else noticed the cracks. Kwame, Kojo's apprentice, was a quiet boy of 17. He swept the floors, carried bolts of cloth, and sometimes sat near the ledger while Kojo counted. Kwame saw numbers that didn't match, sales that were higher than what Amma was told, coins slipping into Kojo's pocket when he thought no one was watching. One night, as Amma packed away her sewing needles, Kwame whispered, "Sister Amma, forgive me, but something is wrong. The ledger, it does not add up." Amma frowned. "You must be mistaken, Kwame. Kojo has been nothing but generous." Kwame hesitated, eyes darting toward the shadows. "Generous words, perhaps, but his numbers are lies. Be careful." Amma forced a smile, though her stomach tightened with unease. She wanted to believe Kwame, but the thought of Kojo betraying her was too heavy to carry, and so she brushed it aside, burying her doubt under piles of unfinished fabric. The Moonlight Festival filled Adam with music and flashing colors. Drummers beat rhythms that shook the earth, and every stall overflowed with customers eager to spend their coins before the moon reached its highest point. Amma worked from dawn, her fingers flying across the needle. Orders piled high, dresses for brides, tunics for chiefs, shawls for dancers. The money box grew heavy. On the eve of the festival, Kojo appeared at the stall wearing his broadest smile. "Amma," he announced, "urgent business calls me to the neighboring town." You can manage the festival sales, yes? I shall return in 3 days. Amma hesitated. But the festival, this is our busiest time. Kojo placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. I trust you, my partner. Handle the sales. I will settle accounts when I return. And before she could argue, he disappeared into the night. The festival day dawned bright and hot. Customers thronged Amma's stall, coins clinking, fabrics flying from the shelves. Her heart soared. Perhaps the doubts Kwame whispered were only shadows of jealousy. But as the moon climbed high, a group of angry merchants stormed through the crowd. Their voices cut through the drums. Where is Kojo? One shouted. He owes us payment for 3 crates of imported silk. And the shipment of dyes, cried another. We gave credit only because he promised festival profits. Amma's breath caught. There must be a mistake, she stammered. Kojo handles the money. The merchants pounded the table, demanding repayment. Word spread quickly. Customers backed away. Amma felt eyes burning into her back. Humiliation flooded her like a rising tide. That night, when the market finally emptied, Amma sat among scattered fabrics and unpaid bills. Her heart ached like a torn seam. Kwame approached quietly, clutching a worn ledger. Sister Amma, he said, voice trembling but steady. I could not stay silent. Kojo kept a second account, hidden beneath the false one. Here are the true sales. Amma scanned the pages. Numbers leapt at her, profits 3 times greater than Kojo had reported. Her hands shook. Nana Esi's warning echoed in her mind. A shiny coin may be counterfeit. She closed the ledger and straightened her back. Tears threatened but did not fall. Thank you, Kwame, she said firmly. We will not let deceit decide our fate. At dawn, she visited the market elders. Showing the hidden ledger, she requested 3 days' grace to settle the debts. Her calm honesty impressed them. They agreed to wait. 3 days later, the morning sun poured gold across the market square. Amma stood beside her stall, debts tallied and ledger in hand. Merchants, elders, and curious townsfolk gathered to witness what would unfold. From the crowd came the sound of clinking bracelets and confident footsteps. Kojo strode in wearing a bright new tunic, his smile as polished as the rings on his fingers. My dear Amma, he called, spreading his arms, how fares the festival account? I trust you managed well in my absence. Before Amma could answer, the eldest merchant stepped forward, holding the hidden ledger that Kwame had delivered. Kojo, the elder said, voice cutting like a blade, explain these numbers. Why does this book show triple the profit you declared? The crowd murmured. Kojo's smile flickered. He reached for words, but the elders closed in, questions slicing through the morning air. Why were goods taken on credit while you hid the true earnings? Where is the money meant for these merchants? Coins clinked inside Kojo's satchel, a betraying sound. He stumbled, eyes darting to Amma, but she stood steady, her grandmother's proverb echoing in the silence. Kwame stepped forward, bowing slightly. I witnessed him pocket sales while Sister Amma worked. Gasps rippled through the crowd. The elders conferred in hushed tones. At last, the chief elder raised his staff. Kojo, you have brought shame upon our market. Your property will be seized to repay these debts, and you are barred from trading until the council permits. Deceit has no place among honest hands. Kojo fell to his knees, pleading for mercy, but the market drums began to beat, a slow, final rhythm. His cries were drowned by the steady sound of justice. As Kojo was led away, Amma exhaled the breath she had been holding for days. The elders turned to her. Amma, the chief elder said, your honesty and courage have preserved this market's honor. From this day, Kojo's stall shall be yours, rent-free for 1 year. May your stitches bind prosperity to truth. Amma bowed deeply, gratitude shining in her eyes. Kwame smiled, relief softening his young face. That evening, Nana Esi embraced her granddaughter. Child, she whispered, greed fattens a man for a season, but truth is the knife that cuts the feast. You have chosen truth, and it will feed you for a lifetime. The next sunrise found Amma hanging a new sign over the stall. Amma's stitches. Customers returned, drawn not only by her skill, but by the quiet strength of a woman who chose honesty over fear. And so the market of Adam learned once again what every heart must remember. Riches gathered by deceit scatter like dust, but the work of clean hands endures.